Are you promoting violence against men? Shame on you. All I see is really fit, really athletic assassins and thieves and warriors. Okay. Let's see what she has to say.
At their annual BlizzCon event in 2014, the wildly successful game studio Blizzard Entertainment showed off a new game they had in the works called Overwatch. And from that first reveal, it was clear the appeal of Overwatch resided in its cast of characters.
Surprised she didn't say the women's asses, honestly.
A diverse assortment of heroes, each with unique traits and abilities. The roster revealed at BlizzCon included men and women, sentient robots, and super intelligent gorillas. However, for all the apparent variety and diversity in the heroes Blizzard showed off at the game's debut,
parent diversity? There's a gorilla!
There wasn't much diversity to be seen in the body types represented by the female heroes.
I mean, logically, no, there wouldn't be, because these women are assassins and fighters and stuff, so they're going to be really physically fit. The female body frame only allows for physically fit women to look a certain type of way, either be really slim and toned or really big and buff. I mean, unless you're just advocating for more short women in video games, then yeah, I don't see your point.
The male characters introduced that day included the towering knight Reinhardt, the sturdy engineer Torbjorn, the agile archer Hanzo, and the hulking simian scientist Winston, among others.
Now you're going to tell us how this game is oppressing women in some way because they don't have short, stubby ones with beards and female gorillas?
The 5 female characters introduced consisted of the slender adventurer Tracer, the slender healer Mercy, the slender support character Symmetra, the slender sniper Widowmaker, and the slender but well-armored security chief Farah.
Look, I get what you're going for, but your point is kind of stupid. It's not going to be any gelatinous blobs running around on a battlefield trying to shoot at people. It's just not going to happen. That body type doesn't really fit what they're doing. It's like trying to have like a short model. That doesn't work.
Overwatch was hardly alone in having all of its female characters share a similar physique. In Ultra Street Fighter 4, characters such as Dalsum, Hakan, E. Honda, Rufus, and Vega represent a significant range of male body types.
Yeah, that's a guy who does yoga, it's an oil wrestler, it's a sumo wrestler, it's some random fat guy, and it's some guy obsessed with his beauty. So, yeah.
Looking at the roster of female characters, however, while some may be a bit taller than others or have slightly larger thighs, not one of them represents a notable departure from the slender body type that has been established as the standard of conventional female attractiveness.
So, look how fucking toned these chicks are. Look how fucking fit they are. Even Sakura, who's like 18 years old, is incredibly muscular compared to most women. What do you want them to? What do you want? What do you suggest? I don't see your point. There's only you can only get so big. Like, what? Especially if you want to be a fighter in a world martial arts tournament. It would make no sense. Oh my god.
Similarly, when we look at the champions on offer in the hugely popular MOBA League of Legends, we see the designers employing a wonderful range of body shapes and proportions across dozens of male characters, from the classic muscular warrior physique of Taric, to the hefty beer belly of Gragas, to the cartoonishly disproportionate body of Dr. Mundo.
Most of those characters aren't even human. What's your point? Like, that's not even a good point. How can you compare the body type of fictional creatures to humans? Come on.
There isn't any one male body type that is presented as the standard default male body type, and the value of these characters is definitely not connected to their sexual desirability. But when we look at the female heroes, there's nothing approaching the diversity we see on the male side of the roster.
Nothing approaches the diversity? One of them is a cat.
There are a few noteworthy variations from the standard. Illaoi is somewhat more muscular than many of the female characters. Jinx has smaller breasts, and there's the cute gnome-like Tristana.
I'm not sure, but did you just prove your point wrong? You have a really buff one, you have a small petite one, you have one that's not even a human, but you say they're not diverse enough in their body types? What the So what is your point? You're mad at the game for being slightly realistic even when it has fictional creatures? One of them was a cat.
But the overwhelming majority of female characters make it clear that a slender figure with prominent breasts is viewed as the standard for female character design.
because your average adult woman is like 5'5" with like a C cover or something. It's just like the basic way most women look. Like, do you go outside? Like, I don't get it. What's your point here?
Likewise, in Dota 2, male heroes can be handsome or comical, outlandish or grotesque, while female heroes are mostly relegated to being standard humanoid characters with conventionally attractive facial features.
So you're advocating for more ugly women in video games? I mean, I guess, but at that point, it's like you're just fighting for nothing. Honestly, they're already diverse, different species, different races, abilities, talents, builds, but just because they're attractive in your eye, by the way, there's no such thing as universally attractive. They're attractive to you, so at this point you're projecting. But since they're attractive, it's wrong. I don't know what the fuck.
Where are all the female rock creatures, skeletal priests, and whatever this thing is?
Person who designed the game didn't put them in there. What if the rock creatures are just an all male race? I don't fucking know. It could be possible though. You literally, that all depends on the person who made the characters.
This isn't just an issue in fighting games, MOBAs, and other titles that give players a range of characters to choose from. Female characters across the board are often limited to that same specific body type.
I should kill you.
Doing all right there?
Stay away from her!
Sure you want to let him go? And this guy wants me to trust him.
Literally everyone you just shown was a fighter or a warrior or something in some way. Poison Ivy's a supervillain. I saw Maris Brood. She was a apprentice to a Sith Lord. Bayonetta. Lollipop Chainsaw, what's the girl named Juliet? These are all like fighters. Of course, they're fighters and shit. Like, why wouldn't they be physically fit? They have to fight. They need a certain amount of muscle mass and stamina and shit to combat whatever they're fighting. They're not going to be out of shape.
It's as if male characters are free to embody whatever physique best communicates their personality or abilities, but when it comes to the designs of female characters, that kind of imagination and creativity often doesn't seem to exist. Rather than seeing such an exciting range of female characters, we mostly get the same body type over and over again, one designed to be sexually appealing to the presumed straight male player.
So you're just gonna assume that every guy in the world are sexually aroused by these characters because they're sexually appealing. Look, I already said there's no such thing as being universally attractive. I just see really athletic, really fit, really toned warriors, and at that point you should be proud that the game is complimenting these women so much and putting them on the same level as the men. What is even the problem here? Your problem is that these girls are quote unquote attractive to you, and at that point there is no problem.
This reliance on the same body type for so many female characters isn't just boring, it's harmful. It links our value as human beings within the culture to our desirability to men, and it reinforces our culturally influenced ideas about who gets to be considered desirable and who doesn't.
First off, you have no right to tell a guy who they can and can't be attracted to. What do you mean? If those women cannot be desirable by me in any way, shape, or form. Just because you think they are don't mean they are. And even if they were, that's my prerogative. I have the right as a person to be attracted to who I want to be attracted to. You have no say in that.
The problem is exacerbated by the fact that when we do see representations of women with different body types, they're often presented as a joke, as in Fat Princess. Or they're pathologized and presented as a twisted transgression of the established feminine ideal, as in the case of the evil lesbian psychopath Jo Slade in Dead Rising.
Let's see just how shameless you are, you dirty little skank! Say hello to my little friend! No, not again!
Oh, who cares? You act like that doesn't happen to men. Like, what about Fat Bastard from Austin Powers? The whole point of his character is that he was a fat bastard. Like, come on, you can't just name two examples and assume that shit doesn't happen to men either. Like, that's literally stupid. The comic book man from The Simpsons is a fat guy. Like, that's the whole joke of his character. It doesn't just happen to women. Oh my god. I almost got upset.
When the majority of women who populate these game worlds are designed from the same narrow template, the problem isn't just what we're seeing in games, it's what we're not seeing.
I'm going to interject here for a second. See those three people you got in those pictures right there? I see Juliet from Lollipop Chainsaw, some type of archer chick, and I see Lara Croft. Do you think Lara Croft would be able to climb mountains, do backflips, and fight dinosaurs if she was a big fat gelatinous blob? No. No. You think Juliet would be able to swing around a chainsaw? Juliet is a cheerleader. You think she'd be able to be a cheerleader if she wasn't physically fit? Your point is so dumb. It's so stupid. Like, you're literally complaining about nothing now.
The fact that fat women and women with different body shapes aren't featured in these worlds reinforces the false notion that these women are less valuable and less worthy of recognition than those women whose bodies come closer to matching the cultural beauty standard.
It means the chances of a fat woman climbing mountains and searching through tombs and being an assassin is just highly unlikely because they wouldn't be stealthy, they wouldn't be agile, and they wouldn't be acrobatic.
These limitations on creativity when it comes to female characters don't stop with body type.
Limitations on creativity? Who are you to fucking say that the creator of these characters isn't or is not, is not or is creative? These characters have a vast variety of abilities, backstories, so many different things about these characters that just shows the creator's creativity. But you think they're not diverse or imaginative enough because they have a similar body frame, a body frame that makes sense to the role that the character plays in the story? You have to be kidding me.
We also don't see the same range of ages commonly represented as we do with male characters. It's not unheard of to see male soldiers, fighters, and heroes who appear to be in their 40s, 50s, and even older.
You're right.
Oh, come now. If Joe was like a 60-year-old woman beating up zombies, that would be utter bullshit. It wouldn't make any sense. I'm sorry. Come on. No, that doesn't make sense.
Playable female characters, on the other hand, are almost always young, and it's for the same reason that so many of them have the same body type. They're intended to be sexually appealing to straight male players.
Jesus Christ, once again with the assumptions, even if they were intended to have a bit of sex appeal to them, is that even wrong? Is that even a bad thing? You act like that don't happen to men? Listen, I love comic books. I can't watch a comic book movie without some super attractive, buff, shirtless dude in it. Seriously. It's kind of like, it's fucking ridiculous. Look at Thor, Captain America, Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill. Like, come on. You act like this don't happen to men. Oh my god. Look at the men in the video games. Fucking Ryu, his buff, ripped ass, and Ken with his pretty boy blonde hair and shit. Who cares? You don't see guys complaining about this.
The result is that we have plenty of representations of male characters who communicate that men can continue to be active, vital, and powerful over the course of their lives. Meanwhile, the absence of older playable female characters wrongly suggests that women's value is tied directly to their beauty and youth, and that when they're older, that value is all used up.
You're doing a lot of projection here. These are your own opinions and you're trying to state them as absolute fact. And that's fucking terrible. You're a horrible person.
There aren't many good examples of prominent positive representations of women with different body types in major contemporary games.
You know, so many positive representations of women in video games. The hell is your problem? Just because they have a certain body type don't mean they don't have a positive impact on men and women alike. There are so many female characters in video games that touch people greatly and had an amazing impact on the story and were very positive.
In Life is Strange, there's the minor character Alyssa, a classmate of Max, the protagonist.
I didn't know you were a sci-fi geek like us. What's your favorite?
In Assassin's Creed Syndicate, there's Agnes McBean, owner of the train which becomes the hero's base of operations.
Then may I present to you Agnes and Bertha, lady and locomotive.
And in Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, Kreia is a great example of a capable, powerful, older female character.
I am Kreia, and I am your rescuer, as you are mine.
Your points are so retarded, but I really want to point out the last one. She is a Force user. It's been stated several times in the lore of Star Wars that a person gets more powerful the more attuned they get with the Force. Their body at a point just almost doesn't matter. Just look at Yoda. He was incredibly powerful in his old age. She's a Force user.
Let's go back to Overwatch for a moment. Since that initial reveal, a few female heroes have been added to the roster. There's Mei and Zarya, both of whom have body types that are notably different from those of the originally announced female characters.
You're still about to tell us how this is messed up, right?
Anna, reporting for duty.
And more recently, Blizzard announced the game's next hero, Anna, who's both an older woman and a woman of color.
Oh, would you look at that? There's more diversity in the video game. It's almost like you have no fucking point at all.
These characters are welcome and encouraging additions, but really they're just a start. Game developers need to continue actively working towards creating the same range and diversity of female body representations that we see among male characters.
How dare you demand that a game developer stump their own imagination, their own creativity in the world that they created from their own mind to fit your aesthetic values?
When female characters' bodies are liberated from the need to uphold narrow, limiting cultural beauty standards, the resulting range of representations can not only make games themselves more interesting, it can encourage us to see all women as the desirable, valuable, autonomous, fully human individuals that we are.
No, just because you're a woman does not make you desirable, or whatever the fuck you just said. Oh my god, what do you assume women can do no wrong? Women can't be fucking repulsive or nasty or have a nasty personality? No. You need to stop projecting your own ideas and values on everyone else. Nothing left after that. That was the end of the video, and what can I say? She's just bitching and moaning because these warriors and assassins and thieves and all these other fighters are fit and athletic. I really don't understand. You have a problem with athletic women? Is that what you're saying? Are you trying to say that athletic women and fit women are unrealistic and undesirable? That's bullshit. I know tons of healthy athletic women who would even probably kick my ass because they're in such a great shape, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with a video game showcasing how the female body can be as powerful or athletic as the male body without being as big. But fuck it, whatever, not like it matters. It's not going to get through to you. You're never going to make any sense, and you're never going to get what you want because it's impossible to please women like you. You give them fucking women in video games, you give them diverse women in video games, you give them powerful, strong women in video games, and then now you bitch and moan because they're not big and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, that's it for me. Let me leave your comments down below and let me know what you think I should talk about next or what I should react to next. And if you see any more of these stupid videos like this, send them my way. I want to rip them to shreds. As always, if you like being entertained, click that subscribe button. That's what I'm here for. It's your boy Soulfist. Peace.